Thanks everyone for coming back for another segment of the MCR. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thirsty is to my right. Mac is to my left. My name is TJ. And thanks everyone for helping us hit our 1,000 subscriber goal from last year. In the previous segment, we talked about Ted Cruz and pretty much how he had disappointed us. And I would like to compare Ted Cruz's disappointment to another politician who is standing firm and not letting us down. That person is Governor DeSantis. And I'm kind of beginning to think that he might be Trump light in that, you know, he's not afraid of a fight. He just, you know, where Trump might say someone's a fat pig, he may call them an overweight sow, maybe. I don't know. Right. But you know, your wife is ugly. You know, but Governor DeSantis has really impressed the heck out of me, especially lately, especially given what he said just the other day. He had a press conference. And he was asked his thoughts on the House hearing into the January 6th terrorist attack. And of course, I'm being facetious here. I don't believe it was a terrorist or an insurrection attack, but that's what they would call it. And so they were asking Governor DeSantis his thoughts on that. His response basically pretty much right off the bat said it wasn't an insurrection and it wasn't a terrorist attack, and shame on people for saying it was as bad, if not worse, than 9/11. But then he said something else that made me stop and play it again, I'll say. What Governor DeSantis said was, this is going to end up being a politicized Charlie Foxtrot. A Charlie Foxtrot. What is a Charlie Foxtrot? Well, you know, I went to the Urban Dictionary for that definition. The Urban Dictionary defines Charlie Foxtrot as, let's see, where's that definition at? Military slang, phonetic abbreviation of the military alphabet, for cluster fornication. And we're going to keep it PG. But it's not, they don't use fornication, they use the other naughty word, okay? Metaphorically describing an incident, incoherent entanglement of certain situation or formation. That's what a Charlie Foxtrot is. You know, because, you know, and in short, you know, got the military alphabet, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot. So Charlie Foxtrot, as in cluster fornication, you know. Well, and
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and when you see Governor DeSantis' staff on stage behind him, they about lose it. I mean, I find it comical. So, thoughts so far?
Yeah, I think of it more of a snafu than a Charlie Foxtrot. And if anybody doesn't know what a snafu is,
situation normal, all fornicated up.
Yes. So I see it more as a snafu because, yeah, I don't even know how to describe it. It boggles my mind that they can even call it a terrorist attack or a situation like 9/11. You know, the only people that were really killed in the situation was Ashley Babbitt, you know, an unarmed veteran of the Air Force, and I think, what is it, 3 police officers that were there have committed suicide.
Yeah,
you know, which I find rather intriguing.
Yeah, this is a continuing pattern. This is just the cousin of the first impeachment, the second impeachment. And those are involved in the whole Russia collusion hoax, which the only people who colluded with the Russians was Hillary Clinton. But we know she's the Teflon Don. as I've said many times on
Yeah.
this channel. Michael Corleone only wishes he was the gangster that Hillary Clinton is.
Yeah, she paid for the Steele dossier out of her
Yeah,
pocket.
so they create these scenarios, and then they're going to solve these problems, and they're going to get to the point. Eric Swalwell, that guy's a gigantic liar, and Adam Schiff is another one. And these are the people who perpetrate these hoaxes on the public.
If I remember correctly, I think I read last night that they're looking at close to $1.6 billion for this investigation.
Yeah, where's that money going?
My thing, where's the investigation of all the looting and riots that happened during BLM and Antifa and the Kenosha, all these other places?
Well, in regards to Governor DeSantis, when I heard him use the term Charlie Foxtrot, I said, this guy's ex-military. He's got to be. And I'll confess, I didn't know much about DeSantis's history, so I did a little research. And he is prior service Navy. And he did hold, this is very interesting. They say some of his military record is redacted, so he appears to have been involved in some very confidential operations of
Black
sorts.
Ops type stuff.
Well, he as a Navy JAG officer, he was attached to a Navy SEAL team in Iraq as a legal advisor. And as I was talking to Mac, I said, what when the SEAL team guys go to kill the Taliban, they had to make sure they did it legally. That's probably what was going on there.
Well, should he decide to run for president, and I think there's a chance that might happen, or vice president, and if he runs with President Trump,
I'd love to see him as vice
you
president.
watch and see if this doesn't rear its ugly head. The thing you just mentioned, how they're going to say he was in charge of waterboarding people.
Oh, you know what?
Or something to that effect. He was putting bamboo shoots up people's fingernails.
Or at least was saying, yeah, this is legal.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like that's what he was doing.
Well,
what is and isn't legal,
Right.
But he also did a tour in Guantanamo in regards to the prosecution of the terrorists being held at Guantanamo.
With that said, I would say
that too is part what was.
He ought to have a pretty good insight on who's a terrorist and who isn't.
Yeah,
and he knows the difference between these scumbags in Gitmo and these people who are rotting in jail as political prisoners in this country right now, and everybody's going about their life like it doesn't matter.
Well, and the reason why I wanted to bring up Governor DeSantis is you take what Ted Cruz's response was, and what Governor DeSantis' response was. It's night and day. You got one person drinking the Kool-Aid, and you got the other person giving the left, the middle finger, metaphorically, we'll say.
It's like I said in the previous segment. Ted Cruz is trying to kowtow to the left, at least try to get a couple of those leftists to come over by.
That's never going to happen.
No, where DeSantis is pulling a play out of Trump's playbook, and you know what? I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. This is how I'm going to run things, and this is the way it's going to be.
And I read a editorial of sorts involving Governor DeSantis, where it referenced some of the Florida residents are genuinely concerned. While they say he would make a great president, they are very concerned as to who will replace Governor DeSantis as governor of Florida and defend them.
Do they have term limits in Florida? Do you know?
I don't know.
Because most states do now for governors, and that day is coming regardless.
Yeah. Well, that's true. But the mentality was, gee, while he'd be great as president, he's defending us, especially when you think of the stance he took against COVID. You know, who's going to defend us like Governor DeSantis has?
Right.
And what a comparison of night and day in what Ted Cruz said and Governor DeSantis.
Well, DeSantis doesn't live in the D.C. bubble.
That's true.
Those people do not deal in reality. They're delusional. They think that their world is how the world is. They don't relate to us in any way, shape, or form. And maybe after a couple of terms, Ted Cruz has turned into one of those zombies from up there. I don't know.
Well, it's like they say, absolute power corrupts absolutely. You get enough power under your belt, and you start to kind of skew off the racetrack.
Yeah.
So Cruz needs to be humbled, and I think DeSantis is the one that can actually do it. Hopefully.
In any event, that's all I got. Any last comments on the man down in Florida?
No, I hope he has a bright future in leadership in this
country.
Yeah,
what we need.
So, in any event, let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know if you think highly of Governor DeSantis or what your position is in the comments section below. That's it for this segment. See you in the next one. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.